Hi, this is my Capstone video presentation. My name is Heather Dalton. I am a 4th grade teacher who has a passion for technology integration. I'm currently working to complete my master's in instructional technology from Kennesaw State University. I believe that technology integration is very important because we're shaping the way that our students see the future. We know that technology will be a prominent part of their futures, so it is our job to prepare them for this fate. From my time at KSU, I have learned a great deal about technology tools and how they can easily be incorporated into our classrooms. I look forward to sharing these great tools with others as I continue to learn and grow and experience the use of these engaging tools throughout our building. Although there might be some hesitation amongst our veteran teachers, I have read numerous articles about the relationship between technology and student engagement. Angie M. Gardner of Fort Hays State University stated that previous research regarding technology integration in education has indicated that when technology is integrated into the classroom with fidelity, it can enhance educational experiences. Are educational experiences our goal as educators? Personally, I enjoy seeing my students' faces light up when they get a chance to learn and explore through a fun and engaging way. We're faced with a very unique group of students that are unlike any generation we've ever faced before. They're creative, active thinkers who are inspired by technology. After extensive research with college-age students, Wynn found that digital natives popping up in the nation's college classrooms are a new breed of students, so different, in fact, that they may have spent only 5,000 hours reading, but they may have logged more than 30,000 hours watching television, playing video games, and surfing the internet. These new arrivals have been raised on a daily dose of these new technologies, and it would seem to follow that they would expect their classrooms to be technologically outfitted and the teachers to be technologically savvy. Technology is all around us. It is our job to prepare our students for what lies ahead in their futures. We need to take advantage of all the information that we can so easily give our students in the palm of their hands. I have numerous apps and programs that could be shared with my colleagues. I would love to build their arsenal of technology tools so that they're better equipped to build the best experiences possible for their students. As I began thinking about this project, I wanted to create something that would be beneficial to everyone in my building. I'm aware that some of our teachers are not taking advantage of the technology in our building because they do not have an arsenal of great approved resources available for easy access. I understand that teachers lack the necessary time to search for valid apps that could be integrated into student learning. I thought to myself, how can I increase the use of technology in my building, and how can I share beneficial, content-related tools with my colleagues in a way that is meaningful? My capstone idea came from a discussion that I had with administration about the use of technology in my school building. Many of our teachers are already using iPads to enhance learning in their classrooms through the use of iPad mobile labs or the BYLD, which is Bring Your Own Learning Device initiative. However, many others are hesitant. Their hesitation stems from a lack of resources and knowledge about these tools. They think that these devices will require even more planning and time that they just don't have. What they don't realize is how great these tools can be for actively engaging our students. Administration and I agree that there is a need for a better background on how to quickly and effectively use these tools. We think that if teachers were more aware of how easily that these tools can be implemented into our daily classrooms, that they could be more likely to take advantage of them. After many discussions about technology use in our building, I made it my goal to provide resources and training opportunities for teachers that would allow them to implement technology more effectively into their classroom instruction. The timeline to the right breaks down the time that I spent developing this project. I began by researching assessment types and creating a Google Doc, which would serve as the pre-assessment for this presentation. This pre-assessment allowed me to evaluate our staff's current level of technology expertise prior to beginning the project. It also allowed me to determine their individual needs for the project and the best way that I could share this information with them. After analyzing the survey results and compiling the data, I designed my training intervention. I decided to build a web page full of iPad apps that could integrate iPads into their daily instruction. Designing this web page took up a bulk of my time because I had to research apps that could apply to each grade level and subject area. I then sorted them into specific categories based on this goal that would be added. Once the website had a substantial amount of information, I shared the site with my staff. Upon sharing these tools, I began meeting with individuals and small groups who needed additional assistance with implementing these tools. Lastly, I sent out the post-assessment and made a few changes as requested by the survey results. In order to determine if my objectives have been met, I sent out a staff survey at the end of the training. I asked teachers and administrators to provide me with positive and/or negative reviews of my task. Their comments will be a driving force in the evaluation of my capstone. I used their input to make necessary changes that help their resources to become more beneficial for future use. Since my capstone is based around the implementation of devices in the classroom, I thought that Google Docs would be a great way to provide needs assessment for teachers because it is, too, technology-based. Below you will see screenshots of the surveys that were sent. The needs assessment on the left was sent in order to evaluate staff needs before the project was conducted. The technology training on the right gave me a chance to compare their level of understanding and give them a chance to ask any questions that they may have as the project wrapped up. In this slide, I will give a description of the results of my project. In the first section, findings. Based on the technology workshop post-assessment that was completed by my building, the project was very successful. The Weebly website was able to provide a resource that allowed teachers to quickly and easily find engaging apps that could be implemented into their technology-rich classrooms. Many teachers were very excited to gain access to these materials. Their questions and enthusiasm made the project worthwhile and led to many great training sessions as questions arose upon implementation. Based on the results of their surveys, I was able to add additional resources to the website that fit the individual needs of my colleagues. Okay, next I will discuss the limitations. The most significant limitation of this project was the lack of permanent technology resources in the classroom. For most classrooms, teachers have access to 5 desktop computers on a daily basis. If they need access to additional equipment, such as iPads, they have to check them out from the library. If laptops can be used, each team has at least one mobile lab that can be used to complete many learning assignments. The problem with these limitations is the fact that teachers have to plan ahead and acquire these tools, in addition to working hard to plan these lessons. These limitations can make technology use a stressful addition to the classroom that many teachers are not eager to take on. For those who integrate the BYLD initiative, many of these issues can be resolved with the addition of more tools, but for the rest of the building, it is impossible to integrate technology on a daily basis due to time constraints. My last part is recommendations. After completing this project, there is some advice that the researcher would like to share with others who may be attempting to address a similar problem. When building an opportunity for professional development, it is important to address an issue of strong concern in the building. Technology leaders should always work to provide information and resources about things that will be meaningful to those around them. It is important that leaders communicate with others prior to planning future training opportunities. If leaders are aware of staff needs and concerns and can meet these needs through their trainings, then the teachers are more likely to have a positive experience in these interactions and learn a great deal of information that will be useful to their professional practice. This capstone allowed me to move through the process of implementing a new tool and see exactly how it works in a school building. I was given the opportunity to provide resources that can make a positive impact in my school because they were considered necessary and meaningful tools based on the pre-assessment surveys that were conducted. I learned a great deal about technology facilitation and leadership through the completion of this capstone. The main concept I learned was the fact that technology leaders are responsible for providing teachers with meaningful chances for professional development that will reach them in a positive way and impact the success of the unique students in their classrooms. According to Knight, the worst consequence of an over-reliance on traditional forms of professional development may be that poorly designed training can erode teachers' willingness to embrace any new ideas. Through this project, I was able to build a method of training that would allow each teacher to use the information in their own way. Teachers weren't forced into attending a training session where someone talked about a tool that would never be applied to them. This project gave teachers the freedom to choose resources as they needed them and use them in whatever way they choose. Secondly, I was reminded of the importance of providing coaching sessions for those around me on an as-needed basis. Teachers learn from each other all the time, which is exactly why I felt that coaching sessions would be a perfect intervention for this capstone project. According to Knight, working one-to-one, listening, demonstrating, empathy, engaging in dialogue, and communicating honestly are all part of a successful professional development. Teachers could be provided with research-based, engaging apps. Upon deciding which is most appropriate for the specific students in each class, teachers are given opportunities to ask for additional help as needed. For those who didn't need any assistance, they can move right along while I held training sessions for those who needed it the most. These scenarios prevented time from being wasted, and they maximized instructional time in the coaching sessions that were held. Lastly, I was reminded of the fact that with great initiatives, there will always be resistors. Despite the surveys and assessments that went into this project, there were still teachers who were hesitant to implement these new tools. But even if you have incorporated everyone, including the resistors, in the planning process, there will still be a resistance down the road. Although there is no substantial evidence to support this fact, the researcher agreed with Creighton in stating that lack of involvement and commitment from segments of faculty is directly related to a misunderstanding of what effective use of technology really means. Many of our veteran teachers see technology as a method of filling center time or projects. Despite these ideas, technology is so much more than that. Technology provides engaging, differentiated learning activities that enhance our students' understanding of our curriculum in an exciting way that will definitely keep their attention. It is important that, despite the resistance that might occur against our colleagues, technology leaders should always strive to reach out to as many professionals as we can. With a positive attitude, leaders can make a big impact on those around them and hopefully decrease the gap between teachers who are already enthusiastic about technology implementation and those who are resisting these changes. In this last slide, I have shared the research that I used in creating this presentation. Thanks for your time.